Happy Monday, sixth graders. We are up to lesson 3 of Shemot Perek Bet. You translated Psukim Zayin through Yud Gimel on Google Classroom, and you submitted that to me. Now we're going to go over those Psukim together. We are continuing Hashem's command about Korban Pesach Mitzrayim. So far, Bnei Israel have been commanded to take the sheep on Yud Daled Nisan and slaughter it on Yud Daled Nisan. Now the question is, what are they going to do? They've slaughtered it in the afternoon of Yud Daled. What happens next? So let's take a look at the Psukim together. After they slaughter this animal, Pasuk Zayin, V'lakchu min hadam, they should take from the animal's blood, V'natnu, and they shall put it al shtei hamizuzot v'al hamashkof, on the 2 door frames, the mezuzah, so like where we put the mezuzah on the door frame, it's because the door frame, the sides of the door frame are called a mezuzah. So you'll put it on the 2 mezuzot. The al hamashkof. Mashkof is the connecting piece between the 2 mezuzot. The mashkof is sometimes called in English a lintel, Lintel. Al habatim, and you shall put the blood on the door frames of the houses, not all the houses of Jewish people, but specifically on the houses asher yochlu oto bahem, where you will be eating it, the Korban Pesach. Pasuk Chet. Ve'achlu et habasar balayla hazeh, and you will eat the meat of this animal, of this korban, on this night. So just think a little bit. They've taken the animal on the 10th of Nisan, they've held on to it and then slaughtered it on the afternoon of the 14th of Nisan. So what's balayla hazeh? The night that comes after the afternoon when they slaughtered it, which is the night of the 15th of Nisan, Tetvav Nisan. You will eat it that night, Fli Eish, roasted over a fire, Umatzot, with matzah, which is kind of a flatbread, Almrorim yochluhu, you will also eat it with bitter herbs. Tet, Al tochlu mimenu na, do not eat this meat raw, Uvashel mivushal bamayim, or cooked in water, meaning boiled in any kind of liquid. It can't be boiled, ki imtzli eish, but it must be roasted over a fire. Rosho al kra'av, its head with its legs, the al kirbo, and with its intestines, its insides. So just to explain what that is, roasted over an open fire means they had a fire pit and they sort of propped up, almost like a rotisserie. After they slaughtered the lamb, they would take out its intestines, wash off the blood, and remove all the blood from its intestines, and then they would put the intestines back inside the animal and sort of, stick the animal on a spit, on a big stick with the head as well, and they would turn it over the fire, and that way it would roast it evenly. I apologize if that's a little gory for you, but that's how Hashem explained to them to cook this animal. Pasuk Yud, v'lo tiru mimenu ad boker, and you should not have any meat remaining by morning. This is the reason why, a few psukim back, we said if your family was too small to finish an entire lamb yourself, you should join with another family. V'hanotar mimenu, and if there does happen to be anything left over, ad boker ba'esh tisrufu, in the morning you will burn it. So there's nothing left over from this animal by morning time, either because you've eaten it all or you have burned any leftover. Pasuk Yud Aleph. V'kacha tochlu oto. This is how you should eat it. Very specific. It's very interesting that Hashem is telling Bnei Israel very specifically how to eat their food. And we're not talking manners here. Matnechem chagurim. Your belts are tied, meaning your belts are on your thighs, or it means your belts are on. The belts are the kinds of things that they would attach their money bags to, any kind of tools they had, meaning their belts are on like they're ready to go. Na'alechem biraglechem, and your shoes are on your feet, another sign that they're ready to go. Umaklechem biyadechem, and with their sticks in their hands, these are their traveling sticks that help them, walk when things got hard. Ve'achaltem oto b'chipazon, and you should eat it quickly. Eat this meat quickly because you're getting ready to do what? Get up and go, right? We're not sitting around dilly-dallying and having a nice long meal. We're eating quickly. Our traveling clothes and gear are on, and we're getting ready to get out. Second motion says it's time to go. B'chipazon, so eat it quickly. Pesach hu Hashem. This is a Korban Pesach for Hashem. Hashem finishes speaking to Moshe and tells him what else is going to happen on that night of Tet Vav Nisan. V'avarti be'eretz Mitzrayim balayla hazeh. And on this night, while Bnei Israel are busy eating their korban pesach, I will pass through Egypt. V'hiketi kol bechor be'eretz Mitzrayim, and I will strike down every firstborn in the land of Egypt. Me adam va'ad behema, from human to animal. Uvechol Elohim Mitzrayim, and on all of the gods of Egypt, eseh shvatim, I will do judgment. Ani Hashem, I am God. Meaning, I'm going to show them who's boss. Okay, I'm going to show them it's not their gods doing this, it's me, Hashem. Yud Gimel, v'haya hadam lachem laot, and the blood that Bnei Israel put on their doorposts will be lachem, for you, plural you, as an oat, a sign, al habatim asher atem sham, on the houses where you are there, that you're there because you're eating korban pesach there. V'ra'iti et hadam, I will see this blood, upasachti aleichem, and I will pass over you. V'lo yihiyeh bachem negef, and there will not be on you, negef is a plague, a makkah. I will not strike you, lemashchit, to destroy you, like shichet, when I am striking the land of Egypt. So you will be saved if you have this blood on your doorposts, because I will see it, Hashem says, and I will pass over your house. All right, what you're going to do now is there are just pshat questions on pages 13, 14, and the top of 15. Please answer those. So you're going to pause the video, answer those, and you'll come back and see what those answers were together. I want you to just peek ahead at question 4 on page 15. I think that's the only one that needs translating for you, which is, according to Pasuk Yud Aleph, what do Bnei Israel need to do to show that they are ready to leave Egypt? 4 answers. All right, so pause the video here, answer those questions, and I'll see you in a moment. All right, now that you've answered the questions, let's go over it together. Question 1, Vilakchu min hadam, and you will take from the blood. Hadam shel mi, whose blood? The blood of the lamb. Eifo samim et hadam, where are you placing this blood? On the doorposts and door frame of the house where the korban pesach will be eaten. Continuing. Page 14. According to Pasuk Chet, what do Bnei Israel need to eat? 3 things: the meat of the korban, the matzah, and the maror. So it's interesting, you see matzah shows up here even before they leave Egypt. This kind of flatbread, they're eating even the night before they leave Egypt. So yes, we eat it on Pesach because they didn't have time for their bread to rise. You'll see that in the next pasuk, in the next lesson. But they're also eating it the night before. Hashem is telling them, eat this flatbread. Like, don't sit around and wait for your dough to rise. We got to eat this and get moving. 3, v'hanotar mimenu. Translate that phrase. It means the leftover meat of the korban. And what are you supposed to do with the notar? Says question bet. Burn it in the morning. There really shouldn't be any, but if there is any, what you got to do with it is burn it. 4, according to Pasuk Yud Aleph, what do Bnei Israel need to do to show that they are prepared to leave? Aleph, they have their belts on. Bet, they have their shoes on. Gimel, their traveling stick is in their hand. And Daled, they are eating quickly. They're not sitting around schmoozing. Question 5. V'avarti be'eretz Mitzrayim balayla hazeh, and I will pass through on this night. Mi ya'avor, who will pass through? Hashem. Bet, be'eza layla, on which night? Tet vav Nisan, the 15th of Nisan, right? Because after they slaughter the animal on the afternoon of Yud Daled, they're then going to eat it on Tet vav Nisan, that following night. Gimel ma'yikre, Makkah Bechorot will also happen at that same time. While Bnei Israel are eating their korban pesach, Makkah Bechorot is happening. So you can imagine it's nighttime, and Bnei Israel are doing this strange, activity of having blood on their doorposts, and they're eating this korban. They're all ready to go, and Makkah Bechorot is also happening, which we will describe in tomorrow's lesson. It's a very eerie scenario. 6, Hashem says, who is going to die? Every firstborn in Egypt, from human to animal. I do believe that one of these actually instead should also say, and the gods of Egypt. Hashem will also destroy all the gods of Egypt. So I apologize that this is not necessarily accurate. Question 15, question 7 on the top of page 15. Le'ot, as a sign. Alma ne'emar, what are we talking about that's going to be a sign? the blood on the doorpost. And bet, ot lema, what is it an ot for? What is it a sign for? You're supposed to quote here. It is a sign, velo yihye bachem negev lemashchit, that they will not be destroyed by this plague. And that is our lesson today. Now, before you go on to do the check for understanding, I just wanted to show you that in the check for understanding today, you're going to have a bonus question. It's optional. All the other questions are not optional. This one is. If you would like to do this bonus question, take a look at the Rashi on page 15. It's a very short Rashi. Some of it's even translated for you. Rashi notices there's a word that in the psukim that to Rashi means something very special. So Rashi notices that word is what that word means. After you read the Rashi, I want you to come back and look at all these pictures. I found these pictures, these illustrations, simply by doing a Google search for Hebrews, blood, doorpost, Passover, Egypt, something like that. And after you read the Rashi, I want you to please come back and tell me in the check for understanding, according to Rashi, what is wrong with all of these illustrations night in Egypt. These illustrations clearly were done by someone who did not read the Rashi that I'm asking you to read for extra credit. And when you read the Rashi, you'll be able to look at these pictures and you'll notice that something is wrong with all of these pictures. It's very interesting. All right. And if you don't choose to do this Rashi, that's fine too. But everyone should be answering the questions in the check for understanding. So please complete that on Google Classroom. And just a heads up, next Monday, 1 week from now, you're going to have an open notes assessment on both Prakim Yud Aleph and Yud Bet, which is the warning for Makkah Bechorot and the description of Korban Pesach and the first mitzvah of Rosh Chodesh and what actually happened during Makkah Bechorot. All of that together, it's a lot, but it's going to be open notes and it's not going to be too challenging. So that is 1 week from today. Make sure you're still taking good notes in the packets I delivered to you. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, have an excellent day.